This is a free sample of the book Riches from Bitches, Exploiting the Sheconomy for Profit by Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com. Intro. They want lies. No, you're wrong! That's what I often heard in my office during my days as a financial advisor and certified financial planner working for Fidelity Investments. I'd give out the most honest advice that was in my client's best interest, and because it didn't align with what they wanted to hear, they scolded me for it. Despite the fact that I was the credentialed and designated expert that they booked an appointment to get advice from, they still decided that they knew better. My advice was not controversial nor questionable. It would mostly be common sense. Like I would tell the self-made millionaire man to spend a few $1,000s and have a few awkward conversations with his fiancée to get a prenuptial agreement, and he didn't like that. I'd tell the career-driven woman that she wasted her life working and missing her child's pivotal moments of growing up by pissing away thousands of dollars needlessly on daycare and student loan repayments for a degree she didn't need, and that the household would have netted the same cash flow and net worth had she stayed home and raised her kids while her husband worked. If my clients had teenage kids, I'd advise their kids to pursue difficult majors in college from the STEM fields instead of ridiculous rip-offs like Chicano studies or late European poetry degrees, which were their passions. Finally, I'd beg the middle-class clients not to pay off their 3% mortgage in full by doing an early withdrawal from their retirement plans subject to penalty taxes. I showed them on model after model how they were losing money and harming themselves long-term by doing that. But all these clients decided that they knew better than their advisor. As you can imagine, their decisions brought terrible consequences upon them later down the line. When I was proven right, and they were proven wrong, they still refused to concede and insisted I was still wrong. The fact of the matter was that they were not interested in hearing my professional opinion that I endured years of education and experience to be able to form. Rather than my professional opinion, they only wish to hear their own opinions come out of my mouth. This legitimately hurt me in my career. You see, Fidelity was ran by dumb fucking boomer assholes so greedy they'd make Ebenezer Scrooge look like Mother Teresa. These assholes had a scheme to underpay and exploit their employees and advisors. Client surveys. After an appointment with an advisor, the client would get a survey asking them to rate how good they felt after the appointment and rate their advisor. When you are telling them things they didn't want to hear, to look out for their best interest, showing them mathematically and schematically that not following the advice will cost them money and prove them to be idiots, but doing the idiot thing is a dream of theirs that they want you to endorse to feel less dumb about it, how do you think those surveys go? It's like asking a kid to rate his parents' ability to give good parental guidance after receiving much-deserved discipline. It doesn't go over well. As a result, Fidelity took those poor surveys attributed to me and used them as justification to pay me less. Doing the right thing literally took food right out of my mouth. My fiduciary duty prevented me from telling them what they wanted to hear over what they needed to hear. But now I'm no longer a fiduciary. Or maybe I am, but one that puts the douche in fiduciary. If I could tell them what they wanted to hear, their own opinion coming out of my mouth, they wouldn't actually be angry with me when it eventually blows up in their face. Because they want lies. This is true not just of the high net worth douchebags that go to see financial advisors, but of the entire world in general. When you try to do good, you get punished. That's why we have the cliche, no good deed goes unpunished. However, This does not mean do evil. It means give the evil people what they want. If I told my clients what they wanted to hear, knowing that they wouldn't listen to or follow any other advice, am I really evil? No. They are the ones acting in bad faith and failing to adhere to reality, which is sinful in itself. While I was trying to educate them on the importance of delayed gratification and doing difficult things, there is a force in this world that is a far greater educator than me. Reality. You want to make the world a better place? Let nature take its course. Telling your kid not to touch a stove burner doesn't teach the kid as well as letting them touch it. The best way for my clients, or at least the ones that were idiots mentioned earlier, to learn their lessons was to let them do exactly what they wanted. The best revenge on evil is to give it what it wants. If you want to make someone miserable, give them everything they want. We know this instinctively because we don't give our kids everything they want. We know that if we do, they'll become spoiled, act entitled, fail to be grateful, and turn into little shits. Maybe you've also seen this with women in your life. The Red Pill Consortium has a saying, if you want to make a woman miserable, give her everything she wants. In all my days as a dating coach, which was my second career after being a financial advisor, the clients booking my services were often guys that did everything women ever asked them to, yet still these women they were in relationships with just found new things to bitch about. It's a win-win situation. Evil people will punish you for doing good, but if you give evil what it wants, if you give them the lies they wish to live under, they will not punish you, and the forces of nature and reality will punish them. Case in point, I really tried to help the guys that were destroying their lives with pornography, OnlyFans, and being simps. I wrote a few self-help books on the subject, such as Don't Be Sympathetic and Breaking Your OnlyFans Addiction. But I made more money from a fake Instagram account, a sock puppet hot girl profile, grifting money from the simps, than I ever did from the books written to help the simps. And here's the real cherry on top. Taking all their money and helping them dig their own financial graves to poverty probably will do more to help them. When they can't pay for their next meal because they pissed away their food money simping for a girl on Instagram that was really me hiding behind a fake picture and messages, maybe then they'll learn that they shouldn't simp. Lies are profitable. The enablers of lies are just as, if not more, evil than the liars that tell the lies, because they create the demand for them. What if it were possible, then, to profit from the lies that are in high demand? That's entirely possible and becoming more profitable. It's possible, and all the evidence you need is Oprah, the education industry, and the Democrat Party. And it's profitable now because the main consumers of it are growing in population. Women, specifically single and childless women. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know about a free gift that I have for you as a way of saying thank you for buying this book. I want to give you a free copy of another one of my books. This one is called Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice. And this guide is going to shatter old myths and empower you to chart your own path to success. All you got to do is head over to reinventideal.com/gift to download this ebook entirely for free. If you're tired of feeling like you're stuck in someone else's playbook and you're ready to break free from outdated advice that's holding you back, this is the book for you. Inside, you'll uncover the hidden truths behind commonly given advice from parents to their sons, and why following in their footsteps could be the biggest mistake of your life. From dating and career choices to personal development and mindset, this book exposes the myths that have been holding you back and replaces them with proven strategies for success. Discover the truths that they never told you. All you got to do is sign up for our email list today and claim your free copy of Your Parents Were Wrong,
Don't miss out on this exclusive offer to transform your life and rewrite your story. It's time to take control and become the best version of yourself. Join the thousands of readers who have already unlocked their potential with this game-changing book. Believe me, your future self will thank you. Head on over to reinventideal.com/gift to download your free gift today. Thank you so much for listening.
Before we continue, we got disclaimers and a caution to read, because we live in such a litigious society full of complete imbeciles that want to blame everybody else for all of the problems that they have. No personal responsibility or anything for their actions, no. So, let me read this to make my attorney happy. You are responsible for your actions and behavior. None of this book is considered legal, personal, medical, or financial advice. By continuing to listen to this audiobook, you hereby indemnify and hold the author, publisher, and parent company, Reinvent Ideal LLC, as well as its directors, officers, agents, attorneys, owners, employees, and successors, and assigns harmless from any loss, liability, claim, or demand, including reasonable as well as unreasonable attorney's fees, from any loss, liability, damage, and cost arising from or in any way related to the contents of this audiobook. You accept full responsibility and liability for actions and results from use in any products, services, or suggestions made inside this book and its supplemental resources. Reinvent Ideal LLC specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any techniques or contents of this book or manual or supplemental materials provided. By continuing to listen to this audiobook, you agree that you are voluntarily participating in these activities and assume all risks of injury, physical, financial, or other, yourself that might occur, and acknowledge it is your responsibility to decide if you want to follow the contents of this book or not. You are responsible for yourself and release all liability from Reinvent Ideal LLC and its owners, the author, publisher, and parent company. Before acting on anything in this book, seek the advice of a competent professional. All right, we got the lawyers satisfied. Now let's move on. Before we get started, I have a free gift for you. As a way of saying thank you for listening to this audiobook, I want to give you a free gift. At reinventideal.com/free gift, you will receive the ebook DMs for Dates, using Instagram like a dating app. What this ebook covers is how to carry conversations with women you wish to date on Instagram through DMs. And this works with both women you already know and with women you haven't met yet. I will show you how to save time, avoid endless chit-chat, and get her on the date sooner. So head to reinventideal.com/free gift to claim this now. Thank you so much for listening. Before we continue, we got disclaimers and a caution to read, because we live in such a litigious society full of complete imbeciles that want to blame everybody else for all of the problems that they have. No personal responsibility or anything for their actions, no. So, let me read this to make my attorney happy. You are responsible for your actions and behavior. None of this book is considered legal, personal, medical, or financial advice. By continuing to listen to this audiobook, you hereby indemnify and hold the author, publisher, and parent company, Reinvent Ideal LLC, as well as its directors, officers, agents, attorneys, owners, employees, and successors, and assigns harmless from any loss, liability, claim, or demand, including reasonable as well as unreasonable attorney's fees, from any loss, liability, damage, and cost arising from or in any way related to the contents of this audiobook. You accept full responsibility and liability for actions and results from use in any products, services, or suggestions made inside this book and its supplemental resources. Reinvent Ideal LLC specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any techniques or contents of this book or manual or supplemental materials provided. By continuing to listen to this audiobook, you agree that you are voluntarily participating in these activities and assume all risks of injury, physical, financial, or other, yourself that might occur, and acknowledge it is your responsibility to decide if you want to follow the contents of this book or not. You are responsible for yourself and release all liability from Reinvent Ideal LLC and its owners, the author, publisher, and parent company. Before acting on anything in this book, seek the advice of a competent professional. All right, we got the lawyers satisfied. Now let's move on.
Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book Riches from Bitches, Exploiting the Sheconomy for Profit by Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.